Chair of the Cannabis Taskforce, Emma Hippolyte, was blunt in outlining the next course of action for the Cannabis Taskforce. On Wednesday morning, the group held a working session at the Ministry of Commerce, where high on the agenda is the ramping up public relations and communication efforts to sensitize the population on the new legislative framework for cannabis.
At present, and today we are having a working session on the communication pieces. I think we are late with communication to the public, so this morning we have a working session. But before we start the working session, we are getting an update from the Office of the Attorney General as to exactly where she is, because we have a timeline of this year for the legislation. So she is just reporting to us.
Pro-cannabis advocate and member of the Cannabis Task Force, Andre Pancho de Queiroz, concedes that the area of communication has been a weak point in the move towards a fully legalized regime and the formation of the ganja industry on St. Lucia.
Last year, when the Prime Minister was about to announce decriminalization, I did indicate that we needed to go ahead with a national educational program, because there are so many people out there that are unaware what legalization means, what decriminalization means, and how one must behave with this new regime. So obviously they needed to have public service announcements and flood the social media to cannabis etiquette, to exactly what is available for people who would like to get involved in the industry.
As the foundation of the cannabis business structure is established, Minister Hippolyte says structural challenges in need of immediate fixing have emerged along the way.
In terms of the 30 grams, so far I think we've had no negative comments on it, as well as the permission to have the 4 plants. Part of the training as well is with the police, so that they understand what it is, because some persons do not have an appreciation of what the 30 grams really is. So that's part of the communication that will be coming out to the public with.
Concerns still linger over the use and abuse of cannabis, with many people engaging in recreational consumption of the herb in the absence of a legal framework to regulate mass production and a for-profit commercial industry.
Problems with underage use of cannabis, and we want to totally reject early initiation. We know that there are kids in school who are selling and smoking, so we need to design a national educational program that actually targets each different group, the students, the police, the general public, and answer many of the questions. So we need to develop content and get that content out there so that people would, be comfortable with what's going on. People don't even know that we are on the brink of forming a multi-billion-dollar cannabis industry.
The meeting was attended by the Cannabis Task Force committee members, representatives from Invest St. Lucia, the Rastafarian Movement, the Ministry of Health, and the Legal Counsel of the Ministry of Commerce. The task force is working to deliver the new legal framework for cannabis by December 2022.
Now we're having more frequent meetings. So we had a meeting last week, we have a meeting this week, we have a meeting next week, Wednesday. So every Wednesday now we are working to ensure we deliver this baby to the country.
Do you think you will be on time?
God is good all the time.
Sola Alfred, HTS News Force.